How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Gage, and tonight I'm playing some more Pokemon trading card game online. So today I'm going to be playing a really standard list of Reshiram and Charizard GX. Honestly, a very consistent, very powerful deck. I'm going to go over a little bit of the basic strategy. You can get a lot of these cards from the battle decks that came out last year, and honestly I think it's a great value, and you can honestly take the straight up list that you get and essentially just start taking some wins from that. I made a few slight adjustments, nothing crazy, but yeah, I'm gonna go over the general strategy and then we'll just hop into some games. So yep, without further ado, just gonna hop into it. So first and foremost, we have Charizard and Braixen GX with its brilliant flare attack, being able to hit for 180 and then search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them in your hand. Not a bad ability. Honestly, you want to either use this card as a starter to be able to use that attack and take advantage of it, or you can use it as a recovery card, because its Crimson Flame Pillar GX ability lets you attach basic energies from the discard pile to your Pokemon in any way that you like. And this is actually really good in the late game, because if you're already running through a lot of resources and you have a lot of energy in the grave, you can actually reset your entire board state by having this GX attack at your disposal. So I am playing the Charizard of Braixen, and then 2 Reshiram and Charizard GX. So powerful. We have the Outrage, which does 10 more damage for each damage counter on it. So the more damage it takes, the more it's pumping out, but we're really using it for its Flare Strike. For 4 energy, it does 230 attack, and even though it can't attack the following turn, it doesn't matter. Usually you want to get in for a lot of damage and then switch into something like a Volcanion or a Charizard and Braixen, so that you can actually go and use the Flare Strike for a following turn. So yeah, it's very strong. It's actually really easy to get these energies onto it as well when you have starters like Volcanion, the Flare starter. If you go second, you can essentially put 3 energies from the deck and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. So you can use the 1 energy attachment that you get for your turn, use Volcanion's ability, and essentially you can have 4 energies on the field at once on your first turn, and that is very strong. It also hits pretty hard with High Heat Blast, being able to hit for 50 and do 60 more damage if there's at least 4 fire energy in play. So honestly, yeah, not a bad card at all. We also have cards to help accelerate the energy in your deck. We're talking Welder. Yeah, being able to attach 2 fire energies from your hand and draw 3 cards, yes please. So Welder, a mandatory 4 of in every single deck. You're going to want to make sure you have it. You also are playing the Giant Heart. The stadium is pretty wild. It lets you discard a card from your hand to essentially search your deck for 2 fire energies. So no matter what, this makes it so that your Welder is always live, you always have enough energy to attach onto your Pokemon, and yeah, you could essentially just keep doing it every turn, and you will pile up on the energies really quickly, and it snowballs to a point where your opponent really just can't keep up if they don't have the right hand. So, yep, we have some supporters, such as Green's Exploration, being able to search for 2 trainers. This deck can take advantage of this because it does not play any Pokemon with abilities, so that is really strong. We are, of course, playing 2 copies of Boss's Orders if we need to bring out a Dedenne GX and then swing into that for 2 easy prize cards. That is a great option to have in the deck as well. And if we do manage to take some damage, we do have Mallow and Lana switching out to a fresh Pokemon and healing 120 from the Pokemon that was in the active. So having Mallow and Lana is great for utility, especially if you expect to go into the grind game and you're taking a lot of damage early on. So guys, yeah, a pretty standard list, nothing crazy. I'm going to go ahead and just start hopping into some matches, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. So yep, it's I love playing this game. It's very relaxing. It doesn't require, like I mentioned, I usually do play a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh, But it's nice to be able to throw on PTCGO because it's a lot more relaxing. You don't really have to think about your combos as hard. It's pretty straightforward. Now, we did win the coin flip, so this deck strives and excels going second, so I'm going to opt to not go first. So we'll see what our opponent is playing. Unfortunately, we have to mulligan. We didn't have any Pokemon in the opening hand. That's okay. Alright, so we got to our Reshiram Charizard. I would have really preferred something like a Volcanion, just because it's really good at setting up and accelerating energy. It's okay. We do have the Quick Ball, so if we need to, we could potentially switch it out, but it's not looking... We didn't get any switches, so it's looking like that might not be a possibility. So I am playing against Zacian V. This is one of the most powerful decks in the game currently. The Zacian being able to just hit in for so much damage. It's looking like it's going to be a rough one for us, so we'll see if we're able to clutch this out. Ooh, okay. So they're just choosing to end the turn on a Intrepid Sword. It looks like they may have bricked as well. And yeah, okay, so we did manage to get the Volcanion, but we don't have a way. We could Green's Exploration into it, and I'm thinking that's the move. Yeah, I think that's going to be... Let me think about it. Yeah, because we really want to accelerate some energy. The Welder... Okay. So I'm going to put out the Volcanion. I'm going to use Green's Exploration. And, yep, we have a switch in the deck. And then I might as well grab the Giant Heart, just so that we can start to get some energies into our hand for the following turn. I just hope I don't get Marnied. So, And then we'll put this energy onto the Volcanion, and then I'm thinking that might just be the move. There's no reason to overextend. We don't want to put out the Stadium just yet, just in case they do have a Stadium of their own, or maybe a Chaotic Swell. We wouldn't want them to just knock it out so easily. So, yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that play. I'm gonna put these 3 fire energies onto the Reshiram Charizard, and now that's loaded up. So at least we can swing in for some big damage potentially next turn. And thankfully, this deck is weak to fire types. So we do have the type advantage, but that does not mean we could sleep on it at all. Although attaching the metal goggles, I believe, will take away some of the damage that they would have taken otherwise, but we'll see if that matters in the long run. Probably not. They're going for the tag call. They are playing Lucario and Melmetal, so it looks like they're playing a strategy that really tries to weaken the opponent so that they can take a little bit more damage than they normally would. Let's see if they're able to get anything going, though. Because they still only have 1 energy on the Zacian in the bench. Oh, okay, and they're just going to go ahead and Intrepid Sword, so it's looking like their hand isn't very good. They have so many cards, and yet they're making pretty underwhelming plays. We might actually be able to force in this Zacian and just knock it out, but there's no way for us. Okay, so let's get some fire energies. Yeah, we're gonna need some fire energies. I'm going to... I guess I could discard the Cynthia and Caitlyn. Don't need that at the moment. Grab ourselves 2 fire energies. And then I'll switch the 1 energy from the Volcanion onto my Reshiram and Charizard. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and Welder. I'm gonna load up the Volcanion with these. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Could use the tag call to get more of my Pokemon, so I could get another Reshiram and Charizard, and then maybe a Mallow and Lana to switch out next turn. Okay. It's looking good, so... see if we could get some damage in on that Zacian. Nice, okay. Alright, so we got in for some big damage. Even if they do manage to knock out the Volcanion, it's not that big a deal. We're going to be able to come in and clean up with Reshiram and Charizard. Okay, so they've got extra Zacians in the back. They are not playing. Seems like they're thinking pretty hard about it. He is in a precarious situation. Zacian is still really strong, though, so there is still a chance they can bring this back, and they have a ton of cards in their hand. They have the card advantage, but can they find a way out? They're going to have to try to switch my Reshiram and Charizard, but the problem is that even if they do switch in, chances are they're not going to be able to go for the knockout. Then I could just Mallow and Lana. Oh, okay, so they're just going to try and get a fresh hand. Wow. Their hand must have been really, really bad. Okay, they're going for the Pokegear. Ooh, okay, they grabbed the Marnie, but they did Professor's Research, so we don't have to worry about getting hit with it just yet. So he's going to go for the Brave Blade. He might as well. That's okay. Okay, so let's try... we'll put out our second Reshiram and Charizard. And then, should we Pokegear for the Welder? Yeah, I'm thinking we Pokegear for a Welder. Okay, so we weren't able to get to the Welder, unfortunately. Guess we could grab this Green's Exploration. And I could use the Quick Ball to actually get myself a Volcanion, attach an energy onto that, and then start loading up. But no, I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to use the Green's Exploration to get myself a Welder, just because we really need to make sure that we have a follow-up play for next turn. And grab a Boss's Orders, just in case. Can get ourselves some more card advantage with the Tag Call. But I'm thinking we just... yeah, let's go for the Boss's Orders. Never a bad thing to have one. Alright. So now I can actually use the Giant Hearth. We don't really need the Quick Ball at the moment. Get ourselves... ooh, get ourselves 2 Fire Energy. Seems like a play. Alright, so now I could put an energy onto this Reshiram and Charizard. Let me think about it, because he can take extra damage. 30 less damage. So my Outrage does 30 plus another 30 because of the fact that it is super effective. So that should be enough to knock it out. Yeah, 190. I think I should be able to knock it out with the Outrage so that I could use the Flare Strike next turn. So, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we managed to get the knockout on the Zacian. That's pretty good. Okay, so he's loading up the Lucario on Melmetal. I think that he's trying to go... if he has a Metal Saucer, he could get another Steel-type energy and then go for the GX attack which will remove all of my fire-type energy. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't matter because we do have the welder to load up our second Reshiram Charizard. Okay, he's gonna Marnie. It's okay. We still have the giant hearth in play. We can use the green's exploration to get a welder, but hopefully it's not too little too late. Okay, so he did have the metal saucer for the extra metal energy attachment. Loading up the Zacian and going for the Intrepid Sword. Okay, so things are looking pretty good. We can instant knock out this Zamazenta. And yeah, I'm gonna load up this Charizard, use green's exploration. We do have the Cynthia and Caitlyn still in the deck. We do have a Mallow and Lana, so maybe just for card advantage purposes, I'll use the tag call and get myself another welder. We always have to have assurance. Put down this Volcanion just in case. And yeah, I'll use the tag call. And I can't welder this turn anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter to use the giant hearth. So yeah, I think we'll just swing. Okay, so we got the knockout. Okay. So if we're able to knock out any of these Pokemon, we win. So we're pretty much in the driver's seat. We can't use Flare Strike next turn because it does have that stipulation, but we do have the welder. So unless they Marnie and we don't end up getting into the welder, they pretty much... they're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time. It's unfortunate because we don't have the Pokemon catcher. We did manage to remove all of my energy. That is unfortunate. So I'm going to Giant Hearth, getting rid of one of the Professor's research. We'll switch into this Charizard. We will welder. So we'll attach these fire energy onto the one in the active slot. We'll put out this Charizard and Braixen. And it's looking pretty good. We got it. First win of the night. Feels good, feels good. As you can see, it's really easy to accelerate energy onto your Pokemon. And once you do, once you snowball, it's a very, very, very steep hill to climb. So, play another one. We'll see how long this particular session goes. See how long this match goes. Always gotta call heads. Even though apparently Tails never fails, so. Oof, okay, so he did make us go first. That's unfortunate. We really want to go second, and we did get the Volcanion. We'll be able to get some minor energy acceleration going, but nothing crazy. Cool, okay. So they are playing Lightning. Open up this Volcanion. Tag call for our boys. The squad is coming through. And we'll fire energy, and yep, it's going to be a pretty standard turn. Oh, right, we can't attack on the first turn. Yep, so that's about all I can do on my first turn. did have the Chaotic Swell. That's going to slow us down a lot. Pikachu and Zekrom, another formidable deck in the format. Pikachu and Zekrom being able to do full blitz, 150 damage, and then search for 3 energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon. That's really strong. It can essentially set up another Pikachu and Zekrom, and 150 over and over and over is eventually going to get some knockouts. So let's hope they're not able to accelerate too much. They did have the Marnie, which let's hope we get a Welder. Okay, we did get the Green's Exploration, which we can use to get to a Welder. But we'll see how it goes. So they're loading up the bench. Ooh, and they got the boss's orders this early. Okay. I'm probably just gonna keep out the Volcanion and try to load up our Pokemon as much as possible. The problem is that they do have the boss's orders. So next turn, they could just easily swap out and do damage to one of them, which is unfortunate. So I'll put out one. I'll use the Green's Exploration. See, we could go for the Pokemon Catcher and hope for the best, but I don't know if that's the right call. Definitely have to grab a Welder. And I'm going to grab the Giant Hearth just because we do have another Giant Hearth in the deck. So even if we're not able to play this one, we can still knock out their Chaotic Swell and just hope they don't have another one. So, yeah, we got a second one in the deck, so let's hope later on in the game that will... Let's hope it won't make too much of a difference. And... I will say it is not the best start. For sure. But they only have one energy out, so nothing crazy just yet. They're going to have a switch or attach 3 energies onto the Vikavolt. And it does hit pretty hard. But it does have a high retreat cost. So they will need to get to a switch of some kind in order for them to switch into their more powerful attacker like Pikachu and Zekrom. But we do have the Welder in hand, so they have to choose, are they going to Boss's Orders and force out one of our Reshiram and Charizards? Or are they going to do something like Marnie and try to get into dig into their deck for, okay, so they are going to go for the Boss's Orders. Let's see. Ooh, they're going to bring out the Charizard that breaks it. Are they going to be able to attack it? Okay, so they had the energy switch. I don't know why they put it onto the Pikachu and Zekrom. So not too worried. That only did 50 damage. That's not bad, but we can't play any item cards. We don't really care too much about that, to be honest. So yep, I'm gonna go for the Welder, and yeah, we're gonna have to put it onto this Charizard and Prison. We did get to the Giant part. That's huge. That's huge, yeah. Because now we can discard this Quick Ball. We already have all our Pokemon that we need. Grab 2 Fire Energies. And we don't have any Fire Energy in the grave, so we unfortunately can't take advantage of its first of the GX attack, unfortunately. But we can load up some of our other boys. So yeah, I'm gonna load up that Reshiram Charizard. We just kind of have to hope for the best. They're not even Vikavolt's attack can't kill us next turn anyway, We do have a decent amount of HP, but I really hope they don't get a knockout. Okay, so they managed to put an energy onto this Pikachu and Zekrom on the bench. Oh, okay, so they're just going to go for the Paralyzing Bolt. Yeah, that doesn't really affect us too much, so... It's looking good for us. Let's see. We could Green's Exploration, get ourselves another Welder. Set ourselves up for next turn. Yeah, we could Green's Exploration for a switch, so that we don't take any more damage. And we can get ourselves a Welder for next turn. Oh, right, we can't switch out because of the Mika Bolt. I see what he did. Okay, that's hot. That's hot. Interesting. Okay, so let's hope we just don't... Let's just hope we don't get knocked out next turn. Should I go for the Giant Hearth just to have the extra? If he Marnie's me, that's going to be unfortunate. You know what? I'm not going to overthink it. Let's just hope they don't have the knockout. Okay, so they put the energy onto the Pikachu and Zekrom. They could have an energy switch. They did play one earlier. Oh, okay, so they had a reset stamp. Come on, give us a Welder. Yes, okay, so they gave us a Welder and some extra energy to play around with, so... Yep, now I'm not worried anymore. That reset stamp was pretty much just worthless. And they don't have the knockout. Okay, this is good. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the last energy that I need for the Reshiram and Charizard. And then I'll Welder, putting these two onto this one. But I'm just going to use that to hard retreat. It's okay, we have ways of getting our fire energy from the discard pile back into our hand. So, no harm, no foul. And yeah, we're pretty much... I just want to get this knockout. We got an energy switch, that's pretty good. And a vitality band. So, even if they bring out the Pikachu and Zekrom, they can't kill us with just the 150. They can set up, but let's see how much damage. Bolt Storm for each energy, that's not going to be enough. Is the Eldegoss? Nope, it doesn't look... Okay, so they're going to Marnie. It looks like they might be looking for their other Pikachu and Zekrom, maybe some other attackers, because he really needs to load something else up. That Boltund is not going to cut it. Okay, so they were able to get to the electromagnetic radar, another Pikachu and Zekrom maybe, and a Alolan Raichu. Yep. About right. So now they'll be able to load it up. And that's unfortunate because we no longer have a Welder. So yeah, like I said, they weren't able to kill us. We unfortunately do not have access to Welder, so that's unfortunate. We could Pokegear for it, so I'll tag call to thin the deck. Grab these last Mallow and Lanas. We could use to heal, but we'll have to see. Okay, so we got to the Greens Exploration. Yeah, that is not good. Probably switch. Switch and grab the Welder. That's what we gotta do here. Switch. We'll go into this Volcanion to help set up the other fresh Charizard that has no fire energy on it. Yep. So they could kill this Volcanion, that's okay. It's just one prize. But then we'll be able to switch in and do some big damage. So, okay, they're going to Professor's Research, so we know they're not going to Boss's Orders. They're just going to go for the knockout, which is fine. Ooh, they have the reset stamp, but the deck is pretty low. I'm confident that we'll at least get one Welder. Oh, and no Welder! Oh, but we did get the Pokegear. 25 cards in the deck, top 7. What are the chances? And they got the Crushing Hammer. Oh no. And they were able to take an energy off. That's okay. Oh, but they had the Chaotic Swell. They got rid of our Giant Hearth. It is not looking good, people. Okay, they got a fresh hand off the Dedenne. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. Probably just going to go for the full blitz. They'll be able to go into the Alolan, the Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Yeah, they might have it, but we'll see. We'll see if we can clutch this one out. Yeah, this Charizard is already damaged, so we're probably just going to have to bring it out. Because even if they get 3 energies, at least we'll be dealing a decent amount of damage. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. We need to try and knock out this Pikachu and Zekrom. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go out with it. Okay, so we have 2 Pokegears. We have to get into a Welder. Okay. No Welder. We do have the Boss's Orders, but there's no way that they don't have some way to switch out. We'll take the Boss's Orders, just in case. Then we'll Pokegear for another Welder, so that we can try to get an instant knockout. Okay, so we got the Welder. Nice. So, we unfortunately don't have a way to get to any energy, though. We could try to Great Catcher, maybe kill the Dedenne. Yeah, I think that's the move. Or maybe we Boss's Orders, since we're not going to use another... We'll try it. Oh, nice. Okay. Professor's Research, see if we can get to an energy. We were not able to get to an energy. That sucks. But our Outrage should be enough to kill the Dedenne for 2. So it's not a complete loss. Yep, we'll have to go... Yep. We'll just have to go for the Outrage. Kill the Dedenne. Okay, got to an energy switch. That's pretty good, but this one's going to be knocked out, so we really need to try and get to a way to get to Welder. Oh no. Tails, 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 Tails. Tails apparently failed today. So, let's go. How many cards do they have in their deck? They have 10 cards in their deck. We are running pretty low. This is the end game, boys. This is the end game. Going for the quick ball. Maybe another Dedenne? Oh, okay. The Tapu Koko will get some extra energies onto their Pokemon. Will it matter? They might go into the Raichu and Alolan Raichu. It does have a decent amount of health to be able to eat one of the attacks. But if we can get to Welder, we could try to Pokemon Catcher into, I guess, either the Boltund or the Eldegoss. This is it. Hopefully the Pokegear, we have 15 cards in the deck. If it's not able to grab a Welder or get us to energy of some kind. Okay, so we got plenty of energy switches. We know that. Alright, let's try to Great Catcher. Oof. So we missed it. We're gonna have to boss his orders in order for us to live. But what do we boss orders? What do we get into? Maybe the Boltund. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Not really afraid of the Boltund. And yeah, it's definitely nerve-wracking. We really have to hope that they don't have a switch of their own. And yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to knock us out, but we'll see. It's unfortunate we're not able to put any energy out right now. They did have the boss's orders. Yep, and they had the switch. Okay, so that was a good game. That was a good game. I don't know why my well played didn't show up. But yeah, I mean, this deck was still able to grind against Pikachu and Zekrom, which is one of the strongest decks in the game. And had I gotten some lucky coin flips, that probably would have been my game. Let's see. Done about 2 games tonight. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. Can't end on a losing match, right? But seriously, if this one doesn't work out, I do gotta go. But it's been fun. I do like streaming. I do like TCGO. Like I mentioned, it is pretty relaxing. Okay. Come on, heads. Okay, so let's hope we go second. Okay, so we are going to go second. Nice. We had no Pokemon. We had to mulligan again. That sucks. But hopefully we'll be able to mulligan into a Volcanion and one of our big boys. Okay, so we had the Volcanion. always good to see Welder. Never a bad thing to see Welder, for sure. We still don't know what they're playing. Audino. Once during your turn, I don't think I've ever seen. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you can draw a card. Okay, pretty straightforward. Looks like Zamazenta, 2 Zamazentas, so some Steel type deck. Okay. I'll put. Guess I'll Welder. Because why not? We did get to a Pokeball, so Quick Ball, so we'll be able to get to one of our attackers. Looks like we might have prized the Charizard and Brixton, but that's okay. I'll put an energy on them, and then I'll Volcanion. Or, funny enough, oh, I don't have enough energy to do an instant knockout, but we will take advantage of that Flare Starter so that we can load up our boy. Because Charizard, he just handles business. He hits hard. And they're a Steel type. They're definitely gonna regret running into us in the ladder. Okay, so they had the bidet, so they got a lot of energy out. He's planning on going for the knockout. Because 130, that's exactly enough that we need. That's exactly enough to knock out the Volcanion, but my Volcanion did its job. It did exactly what I needed him to, so go ahead, take 1 prize. I'm going to swing in and take 2 prizes for knocking out your big boy, so. Okay. Maybe I should Green's Exploration for another Pokeball. And nah, I need to use the Green's Exploration for a Tag Call. And it's like either the Giant Heart or the Welder. They're both equally important. I'll put the Giant Heart, actually, so that I can use the... Well, I already used a supporter, so I guess it doesn't matter. Alright. When in doubt, Welder out. That really is the motto. We got the Pokemon catcher. Maybe we can still slide into that Audino and take a knockout. But nah, I'd rather kill the Zamazenta. Nice. Okay, got a Fire Energy and a Pokegear. So these 2 can help us get into some more of our Welders to help for follow-up. Okay, so they're going to Audino. Mega Slash. I've never actually seen this deck before. Stuffle. Metal Saucer. Okay, so they're starting to load up their second Zamazenta. And then they're going to pass. Okay, but looking pretty good for us. Not going to lie. So I'll put... Ooh, okay, I don't have another energy. So I'll Welder. It sucks. Let's Pokemon Catcher see if I can get into the Zamazenta. And if so, then I'll... Yeah, let's just see. Okay, yeah. My luck, it's never gonna let me switch out for free. That's for sure. Okay. I'm a welder. See if I can draw into either the giant heart or something. No energies. Where are all my energies hiding? Guess I'll put it in this volcanion. There we go. Okay, so we got into a welder, so we're good for next turn. And then I guess I could just use my GX attack to take out this stuff. Honestly, why not? Why not? Bring myself that much closer. Remember, as long as you're taking out prizes, you're golden. Drawing 3 cards. Yeah, they're trying to dig for something that'll help them get out of this situation, but they're not going to be able to knock me out. Yep, the writing is pretty much on the wall for them. Where are my energies? Am I gonna have to professor's research? Are you serious? You know what? I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do it. Get myself a fresh hand. There we go. We got a welder. We got some energies. This is the type of hand that I'm trying to see right now. So, I guess I could just... It doesn't matter. I'll put it into this one, just in case. How many energies do we have in the discard? We only have 2. Load up this last Charizard. Yeah, and then we're looking pretty good. I don't know if they, even if they knock out my Pokemon, I'm pretty much ready to go into my second one. So, all right, we were able to end on a W after all, and pretty convincingly. Their deck is pretty ass. I will say, there's probably a reason I've never seen this deck before. Sure, they see it. I don't know why they're thinking so hard. Just bring out someone so we can end this, man. Come on. Don't be salty. Don't do it. Come on. You're gonna be timed out at a certain point. Just let me get the W. Oh my god, I really hope they don't try to time it out of spite. Because I'll wait it out. We're here. We in here. Okay. Yeah. GG. Just to get to Mallow and Lana. Oh, I guess we don't have any. And they just conceded anyway. Okay. I mean, I wanted to go for the final attack, but I guess he was like, you know what? I'm not even going to waste our time here. So, yeah, guys, you got to see the power of Reshiram and Charizard GX. I mean, pretty standard list, and yet it's able to go toe-to-toe with some of the top decks. Like Zacian ADP, it really does help that it has a type advantage against it. So it will always be relevant, and I like that. I mean, you're going to run into a lot of Zacian just because it is the most popular deck at the moment. It's very powerful, but with Reshiram and Charizard, you could just... you can literally just melt their deck away. There's not really much competition there. So, yeah, this was pretty fun. thank you to everyone who joined in on the stream. Really appreciate it. And yeah, maybe I'll tune in tomorrow to get another stream going.